What's up, you dungeon crawlers? All right, so it's been a few days. You've had time to digest. I've had time to digest. Let's talk about the presents. I did a quick update, but let's go a little more into depth. And now, for those who haven't seen the Pokemon presents, well, frankly, it's because you don't care about Pokemon, which is okay and understandable. We don't judge. Okay, we will judge, but we won't judge a lot. We'll just judge you a little bit, and we won't do it to your face. We'll do it behind your back and or through text message, whatever's easier for us. Now, let's talk about the important things of Pokemon Presents, which means we're skipping past Pokemon Unite, and you know why we're skipping past Pokemon Unite. And we're going to skip past the trading card game and all that other stuff, and we're going to focus on the two biggest things that we found out from Pokemon Presents, which is Legends and Champions, because both of these do some amazing things for Pokemon and the growth of the Pokemon world. All right, so let's start by talking about Legends. All right, this is really, really good. Pokemon is finally focused on becoming an RPG-like game. But first, let's address the elephant in the room, which is the graphics. I did not expect Pokemon Legends to come out looking like Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield came out in 2019. I just kind of wanted more. Now, I do understand this is Switch 1 gameplay, so it might look completely different on a Switch 2. But again, I just kind of wanted more. But that's really all I can say negatively about this game and about what we've seen from the gameplay. Pokemon is finally doing what we all wanted, which was to become an actual Pokemon world. We wanted to be Ash Ketchum, every last one of us. And Ash didn't just walk in a straight line and walk through tall grass and find Pokemon. That's just not what happened. We wanted that open world and that open world feel. And that's what Pokemon Legends is giving us, especially with this new battle system. Pokemon didn't just stand there and get smacked in the face. That's not what happens. So now that you're able to control and move your Pokemon to dodge these abilities while you're shooting out your abilities, it's really, really amazing. It gives me the Tails feeling. And if you ever played any of the Tails games, then you know exactly what I mean. You move around in this open space while you're doing your abilities and dodging the other person's abilities. It's really, really good. And it says so much about what Pokemon wants to do in the future. They want to become an RPG type of game, and they want to focus on the PvE aspect of it to allow you to get to that RPG-like phase. This battle system wouldn't work in the PvP world. It just couldn't. Not right now. There's so much more that they will have to do to make it work. With that being said, they didn't have to make it work. They could focus on the PvE aspect of it because they're giving us Pokemon Champions. And Pokemon Champions is going to open up so many doors for Pokemon. Pokemon has tried for years to get past this stone wall that they kept running into. They wanted to grow. They wanted to keep the old faithful while bringing in new generations, and they just couldn't do it. And they tried many, many times with many, many spinoffs. And when I say many, many spinoffs, I mean many, many spinoffs. All right. And some were really, really good, and others stunk. I'm looking at you, Pokemon Eevee. I'm looking at you, Let's Go. Never, ever do I want to play another Let's Go game. With that being said, there were some really, really good ones. Pokken Tournament being one. All right. But the problem with Pokken Tournament was it wasn't for the old faithfuls. They didn't care for it. Yeah, it was fun to get in there and beat them up with Pokemon, but it wasn't my Pokemon. I wanted my Pokemon. That hard-earned time that I put into finding this shiny or breeding the perfect IVs to make sure that I had the best Pokemon I can have. That wasn't Pokken Tournament, but it is Pokemon Champions. All right. The opportunity to finally bring in that hard-earned time that you put into taking care of your Pokemon is now here. You now can breed the perfect Pokemon and bring it to Champions. You now can go out and find that shiny and bring it to Champions. You can just be a shiny hunter who just don't care if your Pokemon gets beat up every day, but you got the shiny version of it. Or you can be that trainer who brings in that perfect IV Pokemon every time and just run through everybody. All right, you finally can bring your pride and joy to the game to face other people's pride and joys. And there's no better feeling than bringing your pride and joy and destroying someone else's hope. There's no better feeling than destroying someone else's hopes and dreams. And that's what Pokemon Champion does for us. It allows us to have that. The old faithfuls and the new generations finally get to come together and take over this PvP world. If Pokemon Champions succeeds, this opens up so many doorways for Pokemon. Now, if it fails, well, it's back to the drawing board and just gets added on to the spinoffs. But I don't think it would fail. Now, with that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube, please consider hitting that red button and subscribing. If you're watching it on my other socials, give me a follow. Come join the Dungeon Crawlers and Dungeon Dive with us. Peace out, Dungeon Crawlers.